Hello and welcome to Mashujaa Day, the 20th day of October 2020, right here at Switch TV. We are going on a further scale to bring you some of our Shujaas. We have the oldest practicing doctor with us, Dr. Aluoch Joseph, who has been in the medical industry for more than 50 years. That is when Kenya got its independence. And to bring us, or rather to tell us more about his journey, he's here with us. Daktari, karibu sana.
Thank you very much.
50 plus years in the industry. What keeps you going?
Sometimes I wonder, but I think it's the love and the passion for my work as a doctor. And over the years, I've tried to keep to medicine and not to go into any other side issues of the business to distract me. So I've devoted all my energy, time to medical practice. And this I borrowed from my father, or rather inherited from my father. My father was a medical man. In those days, they were called assistant doctors. And he was a very keen health worker. He also did nothing else but medicine from the beginning until he died. He did not go into any business. He died a poor doctor. Okay. He made me interested because he was working for the doctor who was surgeon to the governor. He was the assistant of the white man who was the doctor to the governor. In that case, we had brought near State House. You may or you may not recall that the current State House Girls' School was actually the hospital. It was called the European Hospital. And that's where it's next to State House. That's where I was born. My father was working there. And you can see me in that small photograph with my father and another kids, or my younger sister, my elder sister, and my mother and my auntie, and the doctor was my.
Is your mother the Mzungu?
No, my mother was a black man. There's no sign of Mzungu in me. There's no 0.5 in me at all. The English is okay. But the white lady, the wife to that doctor, was my father's boss. Okay. So my father made me interested in medicine. Unfortunately, I was given bright brain, so throughout my schooling time, whenever I was asked what would you like to be, even in standard 1, 2, 3, I said doctor. Even when I was doing my higher, I was told to give 3 choices of my university requirement. I said number 1, doctor, number 2, doctor, number 3, doctor. And it came to pass to be true.
You've been in the practice for 53 years.
Yes.
53 years is such a long time.
Yeah.
The industry has been changing. What aren't we getting right year in, year out? Since I think since devolution began in 2014 or 13, you've been on the streets. Doctors have been on the streets. What hasn't been done?
I think it's not just here, but it's in the whole of developing world. A lot has not been done. We've been promised a lot, but I think the West have not helped us a lot. And it's the colonial mentalities, the idea that anything imported is better. Okay, it's better to get kind of rotten fruit from London than fresh fruit from your garden. And you'll be happy if I give you some poor fruits from London. Same thing even in the medical practice. Many doctors, okay, we had to train overseas for our postgraduate to be specialized. But then when we had been trained and we were able to do a lot of these things, still our leaders and people who have been prefer to go to London, even to go for an X-ray. There was one time somebody could only go to an X-ray to do some tests like CT scan and the rest. And of course, they have not helped us very much to develop. And same thing now, then over the years, okay, we agree change must be there, but over the years, then tour companies developed what's known as medical tourism. And this has completely kind of messed up the African particularly, because they all prefer to go to India, cheap India, for treatment. then we can do a lot of cancer treatment. But it's incredible. Like now, I've seen the newspaper, somebody is stranded in India. Renal transplant. We've been doing renal transplant here by Nelson Awori since the last 30, 40 years. We've been doing renal transplant in Kenya. Why should somebody go for renal transplant in India? There's nothing special they're doing.
There's nothing special, but you've worked in India for some time.
Yes.
Why?
You know, the thing is, they are very innovative Indians. And over the years, they have not depended on a lot of import. You know, because they believe in homegrown technology. You know, even in India, even 40, 50 years ago, they were not allowed to import cars. To import a Mercedes in India, you had to be a very rich person, very special. They all depended on their local cars. However ugly they were, you had to buy them. And the government was strict. Not having like double standard you have here. They say don't import this. The next you see a minister importing the same thing which he has banned himself, saying it should not be imported here. One day we say don't import Mutumba, another day we import Mutumba. So much so that some of our industry, like textile industry, whether it's Kisumu cotton mills or Eldoret River Tex, they've all died. Why? Because we're importing Mutumba. So
We do not believe on our very
we
own.
do not believe on our own.
And
And
we
the same
sell
thing
to
happens
them.
in medicine.
And we sell to them, then they bring us,
The
they
same
bring
thing.
it back to our market.
So it's a terrible mentality, and I don't know what we shall do about it. And it's going on and on. That's one thing that has stopped development. The other thing is that we are lazy. We are not serious at work. We are not honest. Okay?
What do you mean by that?
We don't work as hard in Africa as other places. Even the little, we have a little brain, but we just okay, put it this way, we want to make money, full stop. Make money by any means. And you see, medicine initially was an art, but unfortunately, the world all over, it turned it into kind of a business, okay? And for us here, we've taken it too far. Even the doctors, the more interested in making money out of you, if you get cured in the process, well and good. But if you don't, so long as they make money, they're happy, they're doing a good job. And a doctor is judged not by what good work he does, but what type of car he drives, what type of house he lives in, which part of town, neighborhood he lives in. Then you see you are a successful good doctor. Nobody knows whether they are just doing Juakali work or just doing some witchcraft. So this money has completely spoiled us. And okay,
They say money is the root of all evil.
yeah, and the money comes here, instead of using it to improve our health facilities, we eat it to build some things. Even when you go to COVID money, you find that even healthcare workers are also involved in all these money misuse of funds. Yes. And in fact, it is in the healthcare in Kenya, I can tell you that this misuse of fund was one of the earliest revelations that the public servants can actually misuse money. And I can remember in the 60s, late 60s, the first senior public servant taken to jail, he was a very senior man, was actually one in charge of one of the medical departments.
The first person to be taken to jail?
Yeah,
was a medical profession.
No, you're not a medical profession, but he was the medical field. You're not a medical man, but he was
first
executives
crime-
in the Ministry of Health.
The first crime happened in the Ministry of Health.
Yeah.
Wow, that's
That I can
interesting.
remember. There could have been others.
What
but
is his name?
I'm not sure whether I'm supposed to reveal it. But anyway, it was public, and it was called somebody Simichero. I remember him. And he was charged of Central Medical Source, which is now the precursor of KEMSA. So this Central Medical Source and KEMSA, his son or his daughter started a long time ago, more than nearly 60 years ago.
Why do you
Corruption.
Why do you think it's the medical field?
Because it's so easy to corrupt there to sell medicine. It's so easy. It's so easy, the tender. With the serious tendering systems, because there's so many pharmaceutical companies all wanting to do business with the government. And the government is the biggest spender in anything, particularly in medicine. You got more than 80% of the people depend on government for health services. And that's a big market to buy medicine, bulk. And it's a number that counts. So we've been having this problem in medical field for a long time. And then, as I said before, health improvement cannot be on its own. It also depends on infrastructure and social and environmental improvement. It is said that if you can improve the environment of any population, you'll improve their health by 40%. I.e., even if you close the Ministry of Health for 1 year and just improve agriculture, food, nutrition, environmental, make sure that everybody goes to the toilet, everybody got good water supply, everybody's taught how to be clean their hands, use toilet. Not many people die, even without doctors.
Yes. We are talking of 50 plus years of practice, Kenya turning around 50 something years. How was the first Mashujaa Day compared to today?
I can't even remember what it was like. I was never interested in what was going on, those things. I was just in medicine. So I can't tell you anything. And it's not, we didn't I've attended them. Yeah, I've of course attended a lot of them, particularly when my wife was judge of the High Court and all the judges were being invited to there. I used to accompany her to those functions in State House and in the stadium, because it was quite prestigious for public servants to attend those national days. You're given a special card, sitting in special places.
You're given soda and
given soda. Go to State House. You have lunch. Given soda. I enjoyed them. I never bothered about their meaning. I just enjoyed the company.
Sure.
Yeah.
And
so, but for a long time, for most people, they didn't mean much. It's just another holiday for holiday and entertainment. Okay. Not much spiritually or otherwise.
Yes. When I look at your desk, there are awards. There's an award near you. There's one by the Kenya Medical Association. There's an award of honor, 50 years. Yeah. Let's talk about.
You can read this one.
Yes.
That one is because the medical profession. I've been one of the active members of the Kenya Medical Association, and we are one of the people who actually improved it over the years. So when I did 50 years, they were also doing their 50 years when the Africans took over the medical association.
It was a coincidence.
It was a coincidence. So they were celebrating their 50 years, and I was doing mine. So they thought it was a good time to award one of those things. Then in 2017, the African Union, you can read that one.
The African Union.
Yeah.
Yes, in recognition of exemplary leadership in contributing to the growth and development of the Union of Africa region. Your dedication and selflessness to Union Africa is respectively acknowledged. We honor you as a Union African hero. What is the exemplary moment you've worked for Africa, not as Kenya?
Because of this organization, I've done a lot of meetings, and I've been had a lot of meetings in Africa region, like the Commonwealth Medical Association. Like now you see I'm the president of Pan-African Thoracic Society, that's for Africa. This time I was the president for the African Union of TB in Africa.
Being a president at your age for the whole of Africa, how does it feel?
Well, if it is the only one, then you can feel different. But I didn't feel anything. Yeah. And maybe it's not so exciting. As I told you, I've been lucky in this honor. Not many people, I can say, have the same. To have honors at home, then have honor in Africa, then have honors in the world. Yeah.
Talk about the respiratory diseases.
Yeah.
Having in mind we have the COVID-19 right now.
Yeah.
It's among the respiratory, right?
Yeah, exactly.
What's different? Where are we as Kenya, worldwide?
We are lucky in Africa that it has not been very devastating. We don't know why. We're not doing anything exemplary, and we not find any good reason why it has not killed many of us. I mean, ideally, a lot of us should have died.
Do you find it shocking that Africans have not been affected by COVID-19?
They have been affected, but not badly.
Not to the,
I would not find it
extent.
shocking, because having been in respiratory medicine for a long time and having been in touch with viral infection over the years, like influenza, bad flu.
Have you worked with Dr. Fauci?
No, those are young people. I don't know them. The older people, most of my colleagues, most are not working anymore, internationally or Africa, world, Kenya. They've all retired. I'm one of the octogenarians still around. Yeah.
When do you plan to retire?
I don't.
You want to do this?
Till death do us part.
2020 has proved to be a very tough one because of COVID-19. Are we likely to get a vaccination, and how fast is it?
The fact is, you're not going to get vaccinated this year. Even if you get it this year, the proving of its efficacy will be impossible. Okay, it takes a lot of time. There are phases, at least 5 phases for any production of any new molecule, whether it's a vaccine or a drug. Phase 1, phase 2. The farthest they can go now is phase 3. We do know that because of the urgency with which we develop anti-COVID measures, we have to kind of bypass some of the measures of the rules we are used to.
Is it necessary?
Unfortunately, it is, because of the severity of COVID and the high mortality, because it's killing people. So desperation calls for any measure. I mean, the worst thing that happened to somebody will die, but with or without your intervention, a lot of people still die. So nobody will blame me. Even if I give you medicine, you had COVID, and I give you some medicine, and you die now. Chances of you blaming me that my medicine killed you cannot really stand in court, because COVID itself is a dying thing. So anything, a dying man clutches at a straw. Okay, so we are like dying men in medicine when it comes to COVID.
How long do you think will it take for us to find a cure or a vaccine to this?
With viral diseases, your guess is as good as mine. We are now 36 years of HIV. We have not found a cure. Okay? We have 45 years. We have not found a cure because it's viral. The virus are tricky things to get something against them. And COVID is probably as bad as HIV. Okay? Got the same stigma, the same everything else. Okay.
Millions of Kenyans out there are believing that there's a second wave which is coming, but on the other hand, they do not want the restrictions. What should be done? Many, you walk on the streets.
First of all, in Kenya, let us get it right. Do we know that even the first wave has ended? When did it end?
I don't know.
So why could talk of second wave?
We saw the numbers coming down. That's when they knew that everything is okay now. We can get back to our normal life.
Okay, fine. Yeah, but most of them have been, okay. The percentage was coming down, not the numbers. Okay, the percentage were coming down. The numbers are going up. But so long as the percentage of, you test 100 and only find 5 positive, then you are happy, or 5 or less, then you are happy. But maybe if you take 10,000 tests, you still find 5,000 positive. It's still bad.
How far are we, the medical field, from getting to the standards, the world-class standards?
We never get there.
You work in a very good facility.
We never get there.
Why have you lost hope?
I kept telling you, maybe you didn't hear it, that most of development cannot be taken in isolation. Medical development must go together with socio-economic infrastructure development. Okay. You may have very good doctors and very good machines imported. Yes. That's different. You import them After 1 year, they're lying there, nobody can repair them. So you need to have technological advances, yet people can repair them, or even make them, make your own profit, okay?
We have organizations, the KMA, we have the KMPDU, we have the Nurses Union, all these organizations.
They're called professional societies.
Professional societies. Are they doing something that
There are
is
two
helping
types
the doctors?
of organization. Originally, we only allowed to have professional society in Kenya. We are not have to have so-called trade union organization. So that's why we could only have KMA, which was not having a functional trade union. But because of the noisiness of the young people, particularly the young doctors, they wanted a trade union where they can walk on the street. KMA, when we could not walk on the street and be taken to jail and the rest for organizing a strike. So they formed the union. You know, we are not allowed to go on strike. And I can assure you, I was one of the fellows. I was among the first doctors in Kenya to go on strike. To be precise, it was 5th of November, 1971.
How was it?
Miserable. We were all rounded up from our houses, not even from the street. Nobody could go on the street those days. We were just doing it in the house. We came up to our flats. We were able to stay in a government flat, so it was easy to because we were very few anyway, and they knew each one by one. Took us out from our flats in the middle of the night, spread all over several police stations, beaten, left like that, 1968, November. Yeah.
Could that be your most memorable moment?
That was the most miserable moment. I don't want to remember. That was the most miserable moment I had.
And did you get what you were fighting for?
No, but it has a lot of effect. It changed the practice of medicine in Kenya completely.
Most prominent person you've ever treated? The most prominent. You have an award from the African Union. The former President Mwai Kibaki recognized you.
No,
All these people you've interacted with.
No, I don't think. I don't think there's nothing like prominent. I've treated many prominent people, but I can't say this is the most prominent. No. And you see, for me, I can say that for about 12 years, I was the only chest physician in Kenya for 12 years. So anybody in Kenya who had a chest problem would most likely come to me. It doesn't matter who he was, yeah, or I would be consulted.
When was that?
That is between 75 and about 80, 86, 87, yeah. Yeah, I was the only one.
I saw there's something you showed me. You are the only doctor in East and Central Africa?
No, that is representative of the Royal College of Physicians of Edinburgh. This is the highest honor you get as a physician, become a fellow of the Royal College. So I can recommend you become a fellow of the Royal College of Physicians of Edinburgh. It's the highest honor you get. It's not an examination you see it, but it's an honor you get if you've done a good job and prove yourself worthy. So you must be honored. See, in Nairobi Club, I was the first president. You see that shield?
Nairobi Club.
Yeah.
And this is the club where if you are the president, you have to be the patron and the chairman of it. Or rather the president.
No, just the president.
Ah.
Just the president.
Wow, fantastic. Thank you for your time.
Okay. You're most welcome.
Right, that has been Dr. Joseph Aloch, the oldest practicing doctor, as he puts it. But some of his colleagues have already retired, but him, till death do them apart.